All systems ready.
Hey guys, it's the Master Rules Lawyer here, and we are continuing our um, our attempt to go through every D&D spell, starting with the cantrips and ranking each one of them on a scale of D to S. Um, and the second one that we are starting out with is Blade Ward. Just to go through real quick our tier rankings, how they work. S class is top pick. You should always pick this spell. Like, it's not even something to think about. If you have access to it, you want this spell. There's almost no exceptions to that. Sometimes you even want to go out of your way to take a feat or multi-class or do something special to grab it. It's just that good. The A tier is going to be exceptional spells that are always a strong consideration. Most of the time, you're going to want to pick up this spell. You're probably not going to go out of your way to to pick up a feat to have it, but if it's available on your spell list, 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10, you're going to pick this up, and it's almost always going to be good. It's going to be a reliable spell for you. B tier, it's a little bit more niche. It's a solid spell. Certain situations, it can be extremely good. But in other situations, it might fall a little flat. It's going to be campaign dependent. It's going to be situation dependent, build dependent. So that's what we're looking at with B tier. C tier, it's we're talking about all right. It's not a terrible pick. There are reasons to pick it up. Usually those reasons are going to be fairly situational, though. Usually there are often just other spells that can get the job done better, or other things that can produce the spell's effect. But it's not a trap. That that there's not ever a reason to justify taking it. D tiers are our traps. They're the ones that it may look cool on paper, but no, you should never take the spell. There's always something better. There's either a better spell that can do it, or something that you can reproduce. Just generally by with equipment or other actions you can take. There's just don't do it. Just if it's D tier, we don't touch the spell. So yeah, we're looking at Blade Ward here, and it's a spell out of the player's handbook. It's an abjuration cantrip, casting time 1 action, right, with a range of self, verbal and somatic components, a duration of 1 round. You extend your hand and trace a sigil of warding in the air. Until the end of your next turn, you have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks. It's available to bards, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. And yeah, this is the definition, in my opinion, of a trap, a D tier spell, D tier cantrip. And here's why. Especially because this sounds like a cool spell. You're making a sigil in there. You're shielded against attacks. Um, you know, on paper, like, yeah, I mean, I've certainly considered taking it. In my early days, just thinking like, wow, I mean, it's for free. I mean, it costs you nothing. It's a cantrip, and you can just like keep doing this. But the important thing that you have to remember, even though it lasts around, but you have to remember that this costs your full action to take. And there's so much more better things you can be doing with your action. Most importantly, you could be taking the dodge action, which, rather than gaining resistance, creates disadvantage. And this is not a spell that you're having to take up one of your cantrip slots. This is just something that anybody can do. And in my opinion, having disadvantage is usually better than resistance because you're still taking half damage when you have resistance. Disadvantage, you might very well be taking none. Um, so, I mean, there's some people that probably disagree with that school of thought and that might rather have resistance. But um, and also keep in mind this is Blade Ward is only for weapon attacks. Somebody is throwing a firebolt at you. Blade Ward's not going to do anything. And so even of the appropriate type, even if we're talking like um, a long range spell that does bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. I don't. Nothing comes to mind that does that. But you know, keep in mind that we're talking about only weapon attacks, whereas the dodge action that's going to cover a much wider array of things. It's not going to have to apply to just bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Um, yeah, I mean, I can't rank Blade Ward higher. I mean, I want to. I want to like this spell. It's thematically, it's cool. Um, I, it's like a cantrip version of Shield thematically, but it just doesn't do enough. Um, Maybe if it was a reaction, um, that would be different. Yeah, I mean, reaction resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for a full round. Yeah, I mean that would change a lot. But for costing your full action, um, no, I've heard people argue that sorcerers can do quicken spell and make it a bonus action, and then it's worth it. But no, I don't think so. Sorcerers have a very limited number of sorcery points. Um, I would I would really question someone who's wasting sorcery points on quickening Blade Ward. It's not worth it. This is one of the spells that if someone at my table was taking Blade Ward, I'd have to say something and strongly discourage picking this spell up. Um, Hopefully, you know, with Wizards revamping things as far as how their spells go, and the game in general, maybe Blade Ward comes out of playtesting looking a little bit more solid, but right now it's a dud. Let me know below if you disagree with me or if you agree with me. If you've had times when Blade Ward has really shined, if you had it on a character that made you really love the spell. I love to hear positive things about spells and new ideas how to use them. Changing my mind, absolutely. Um, I love that. Um, if you can make me uh, fall in love with Blade Ward, fantastic. I'll consider that a favor you've done for me. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Of course, the channel is new, so any likes or subscribes we can get definitely appreciated. It, we're gonna have lower views. As we're just starting to put videos out. So um, if you can share it around. Anything you can do to help the channel pick up momentum, certainly appreciated. And if you have other suggestions for other videos you want to see, drop them. We're going to be continuing this list, and it's going to be taking quite a while. Not going to be dropping a spell every day, but today I'm dropping multiple ones. So you know we'll see how long it takes us to burn through these. But yeah, guys, anybody who stopped in for checking this out, certainly appreciated, and we'll catch you next time.